all the years this channel has existed, no matter where I have lived, that same noise following me around in all these videos, all my homes.
What if it's the same gardener?
It's the same gardener.
He's stalking you.
Bum, 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 bum.
Max Katie's here to mess up all the videos.
Get a copyright claim for that.
Yeah. He's a spy from Tyrone.
How's your Tuesday going, guys? Spider-Man No Way Home. All proof of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's SpiderVerse. I need this. After Andrew Garfield's I'm not the werewolf.
No. I just gotta prove I'm not him and everybody thinks I'm him.
With the Beatles. Whoa, the Beatles.
How's it going, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and, of course, Spider-Man No Way Home. The SpiderVerse film that has yet to be confirmed to be a Spider-Man film by Marvel Studios and Sony, but has pretty much been confirmed by...
I think it's a Spider-Man film.
I think you mean Spider-Verse.
Yes. It's okay, we're all human.
And rumors and reports and Instagram posts of stunt doubles tagging other stunt doubles. And there's just been so much going on. I'm going to break down every important thing that we've heard about Spider-Man No Way Home so far. And reminder about my Stormbreaker giveaway, it ends at the end of this month, so be sure to check out the description and pinned comment for details on how to enter. So in this video, we're going to go over 14 different things that you need to know about the upcoming Spider-Man No Way Home film. Each of these points are very important topics that have come out about the movie over the past year or so. My buddy Chris over at Cosmic Culture originally did a video on this. Shout out to him. He's done a great job. Let's dive into it. Number 1. The president of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, said himself that this film, No Way Home, is going to connect to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It's going to lead up to it. With that came the confirmation that Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange will indeed be in Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, why is he in Spider-Man No Way Home? There are a lot of other heroes that could help Peter out that are in New York. And the answer is, Doctor Strange knows how to deal with the multiverse. So, right away, the multiverse being in Spider-Man No Way Home is a pretty big sign that the Spider-Verse is also going to be in No Way Home.
It's called Multiverse of Madness. You got Doctor Strange gonna be in the Spider-Man movie. It's natural conclusion at that point. Solid point number 1. Thank you, Warren.
Point number 2, and this is kind of like the biggest deal to me because it's a personal experience, and that is I got copy striked, not copyright claimed, copy striked, it's a big deal, by the Latin America Sony group. And the video that they copy striked was their promotional video for Spider-Verse. If you didn't get a chance to see this video, it's a video that Sony Latin America put out that talked about seeing all 3 Spider-Verses in one film. It started off by asking who your favorite Spider-Man was, and then it went on to say that all 3 of them are going to appear in the same film. And they were specifically talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. They talked about seeing the movie on Christmas of 2021, the release date for No Way Home. Now, obviously this video was not supposed to go out. It was quickly removed after, but I posted it and they took it down. And when Spider-Man Far From Home came out, they released multiple trailers and multiple TV spots in which I posted them all, doing breakdowns and showing clips. They never claimed a single one of them. So why would they claim this video? Well, it's probably because it revealed the Spider-Verse, and that is something they do not want shown. So to me, that's really the big one. A lot of proof to me. The third point.
That is like major proof.
Absolutely. They don't want. They literally stopped you spreading that word.
I remember when we covered that. Ooh, we should
probably set that to private right this minute so that there's a record of it.
It's a lot of times reaction channels will work together like that. They're like, oh, dude, I got a copyright strike. You gotta take that video down. We haven't been touched by them yet, but he said Sony gave him the copyright strike.
That's official. That's as official as it gets.
And that trailer was talking about Spider-Man 3 coming out in Christmas, seeing all the Spider-Men together. I thought it was like, maybe there's a chance it might have been a leaked video. Maybe it was a fan made. Who knows? But if Sony directly is giving you a copyright strike saying
it's not
this wasn't supposed to happen, oh damn!
Yeah,
that is nuts.
Mock-up.
I'm sorry, Warren. Yeah, but your sacrifice.
But yeah,
your sacrifice is as much evidence as we need.
The third point is the recent Andrew Garfield interviews. You know, the ones where he claims that he's not the werewolf or he's not the mafia.
Werewolf.
To be frank, I think it's a really cool idea.
In these interviews, he kind of denies that he's going to be in No Way Home, but he never actually says he's not in the film. He talks about the game Werewolf and Mafia, where the whole point is to convince people that you're not the werewolf and you're not the mafia. He states he feels like he's playing the game and he's telling everybody, hey, I'm not the werewolf.
Can you not say the L one?
If you're the werewolf is to convince people you're not the werewolf. So he's literally saying, I'm not the werewolf, meaning I'm not in the
I'm really
film.
distracted by her.
I know,
Werewolf
because
is to convince
how
people
many
you're
times has
not
the word
werewolf.
shown up now?
So it really seems like he's in the movie and he's just trying to convince people that he's not in the movie. He also had this pretty well-rehearsed story about the werewolf and the mafia that he seemed to tell in each interview. But then, out of nowhere, in another interview, he said, never say never. He dropped the whole story, and when he was asked about ever appearing with the other two Spider-Man, he said never say never. So I already didn't believe him in the first two interviews, but then he turned around and completely changed the story.
Then he got the call.
I mean, but if you say never, when the movie's already done filming, you know, it's not like, hey, you know, they might ask me to be in it now.
Yo, reshoots, man.
But I'm like, when you say never, it's either you're in it or you're not in it at this point.
Yeah.
You can't just leave the door open for you to be in it when they're done filming the movie.
So, yeah, I don't know. It seems like he is glaringly not denying this either way.
Then we have point number 4 going over to another Spider-Man, Toby Maguire. Right when the filming for Spider-Man No Way Home was starting, the paparazzi snagged a lot of pictures of Toby Maguire going to a costume fitting. And here's the deal. Toby Maguire doesn't have any upcoming movies. He was rumored to be playing a character in Babylon, but that is yet to be confirmed. So really, the only movie that he could be getting fitted for is Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, he was spotted before filming, and then he was spotted after filming. And after filming, he looked a lot better than he did before.
Oh.
He was clean-shaven.
Oh, you're
and he was
looking
in better
good,
shape.
Tobes.
And this is most likely due to him playing his
Dang.
old role of Peter Parker.
Getting
Now,
bit by the
obviously, he
spider
doesn't
again.
do all of the stunts, but he doesn't just sit there and do nothing. So that would explain why he is all of a sudden in much better shape. And since we're talking about actors for No Way Home, that brings us
I
to
can
my
believe
fifth
it.
point,
That's a
which
good
is
point.
Alfred Molina. This dude basically confirmed the Spider-Verse. I mean, he actually did confirm it. In the interview, he talked about how he asked director John Watts how his character is going to all of a sudden be alive when the last time we saw him, he was dead. In which he told us that the director said, in this universe, nobody really dies. And he also revealed that they're going to take his character from that very final moment right before he dies, and that's where we're going to pick off with the character. So right at this moment, he's going to be taken away from the Sam Raimi universe right before he dies and brought into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right.
From one Spider-Man universe to another. If that is not confirming the Spider-Verse, I don't really know what else is, except for, you know, Marvel coming out and stating that, hey, it's the Spider-Verse. Hopefully that happens soon. But in the meantime, let's continue on with point number 6.
I mean, look, what Alfred, man, that just gets louder and louder.
They're going to be right below the window in 5 minutes.
Alfred Molina, yeah, Warren's 100% right. If you've read it, he's confirming the Spider-Verse exists.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, if it was a joke, I feel like Marvel would have stepped in and done something about it or whatever.
He's saying he's playing the same character. How is my character still alive?
He literally is answering
And he's
all
in
of
the
our
Tom
fan
Holland
questions.
movie. It's a Spider-Verse.
And this interview is like, no one asked, and then here's just all these details.
Sticking with actor confirmations, point number 6 is Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx will be returning in No Way Home as Electro,
Mike
which he
Tyson.
played in the Amazing Spider-Man universe. After one of the trade companies reported that Jamie Foxx would be returning as Electro in No Way Home, Jamie Foxx posted on his Instagram also confirming that he is indeed coming. However, he did delete the post not too long after
Jamie
that.
Foxx
But that's
is
always
coming.
a good sign for us. They only really delete things because Marvel Studios tells them, hey, you weren't supposed to put that, take that off. It's usually a pretty good sign. Point number 7 is J. Jonah Jameson of the Daily Bugle. All of a sudden, he is back and he's in the MCU, and of course, he is still being played by J.K. Simmons. I get bringing JJJ into the MCU because we haven't seen him yet, but why use the same actor? Why use the actor from the Raimi universe if some type of Spider-Verse wasn't involved? So
Because he's the
back, and
best
now we have
actor for the
confirmation
role.
that
Yeah,
Alfred
it's
Molina,
too
who was
perfect.
from the same universe, the Raimi universe, is coming back as well, and a ton of reports stating that Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is coming back too. So really, that's just another confirmation that this movie is going to be a Spider-Verse film.
I mean, in all fairness, I feel like with J.K. Simmons, it could just be he's the best one cast for the role.
And it's like a fan nod because they mixed up the look and the general output of the bugle and all that,
Because what are the chances that J. Jonah Jameson is from the Raimi-verse, comes over into the Tom Holland world, and is like, perfect! I'm gonna be a Daily Bugle reporter here! Yeah.
To be able to like set that up and grow that business to the point where he would immediately be able to be like, Spider-Man's a menace on Times Square.
The trailers for Morbius and Venom Let There Be Carnage. Now, I think everybody was pretty shocked to see the picture of Spider-Man on the wall in the Morbius trailer. Over the picture, it said murderer, implying that this could be Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and the reason they're saying murderer is because of what Mysterio has framed him for. So people probably think that Spider-Man murdered Mysterio. However, the picture on the wall is of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man costume. This further points to a connection of a Spider-Verse happening. Then in the Venom 2 trailer, we see Stephen Graham's character reading a newspaper that is the Daily Bugle, with the exact same logo that the Daily Bugle had in the Sam Raimi Toby Maguire films. So this Daily Bugle, which is apparently the same one, already exists in another universe. And before people get started talking about how this Venom universe could be the Sam Raimi universe, it's not. We already had an Eddie Brock and Venom in that universe. They are clearly different. But this Daily Bugle is the same, which means there is some multiverse stuff happening here.
Maybe because with the deal that Sony and Marvel have, they can't use Tom Holland's Spider-Man to be specifically featured, so they gotta use the ones from the ones they do own.
Yeah, hey, I could definitely see that.
It could just be that too.
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna go off and do your own thing and not have an actual Spider-Man around, then borrow from your old lore.
I believe you. I just think it's important to at least play devil's advocate once in a while. I take it personal.
Point number 8. Tom Holland, that poor kid. He spoiled a lot for Far From Home and other things as well, and he's trying so hard not to spoil anything for this upcoming movie.
Unfortunately,
he's
multi-millionaire.
kind of all over the place
Poor
right now.
kid
One
who's
second,
kept
when
his
he's
job
being asked
despite
about
all that.
Spider-Verse, he's telling us that he doesn't know anything. Then in another interview, when he's not specifically asked about the Spider-Verse, he says, I know everything about the film. So clearly he is trying to avoid talking about the Spider-Verse so he doesn't accidentally spoil the fact that it is happening in No Way Home. Point number 10 is that Sony and Disney have recently reached a new deal with each other. The Sony Spider-Man films are finally going to be on Disney Plus, and when new ones come out, they will be on Disney Plus as well. Now, what this shows us is that Sony and Disney are playing nice. We were scared that before, when they were doing that renegotiation, that Spider-Man, Tom Holland's Spider-Man, might not stay in the MCU. But unfortunately, over a year ago, they came to a new agreement, and it looks like now they're still playing really nice with each other. This means that both parties must think that Spider-Man No Way Home is going to be an insanely good film, and if the Spider-Verse is involved, of course it is, there's really no way it could fail. Even if it's not as good as Homecoming or Far From Home, the fact that it has the Spider-Verse in it is going to make it one of the biggest movies of all time. And with reports stating that Andrew and Toby might not actually be done after this movie, it would make sense that Sony and Disney would want to extend their agreement and contracts.
See, the thing is, though, I think he has a point, because can the movie suck? Of course there's a possibility the movie can suck. However, I feel like the odds of that being the reception are so slim because the nostalgia and excitement, if all this does happen and play out and we see it on screen, if it's a crappy film, there could be such an emotional manipulation of the audience to have you thinking this is the greatest Spider-Man event in history.
Because you're overcome by the impossibility that all these worlds and characters and live-action franchises will cross.
Stunt doubles tagging each other on Instagram. We have had many reportings of Andrew Garfield's stunt double being spotted on the set of No Way Home. While posting a video one day that was seemingly on the set of No Way Home, he actually tagged Toby Maguire stunt double. In another post, he tagged Tom Holland stunt double. Now, there's really only one reason why all three of the Spider-Man stunt doubles will be together, and that is, of course, to film for their respective Spider-Man. And this one offers a lot of validation for the fact that there are going to be 3 Spider-Man in the film. Point number 12. One of the crew members
This
of
is
No
a
Way
lot
Home
of information,
posted
a lot of
picture
evidence.
a lot of merch that they got for the film. One included a shirt that had Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man on it, with other parts that were hidden, probably hiding other Spider-Man.
I mean,
so we have a
come
Spider-Man
on.
No Way Home shirt with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man on it. Well, there's really only one explanation for that. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is in the movie. Now, of course,
want that
this was
sting
way
of the hill.
removed, and I'm not too sure how accurate this is, but I heard rumblings that that crew member could have gotten fired. Who knows? That is a pretty big leak. Then we have
bet.
number 13.
I mean, don't make the fucking shirt.
Don't make it till you're done in the movie.
Don't make the shirt.
I feel like
How ridiculous.
as awesome as it is to be on that crew, to have that shirt at the same time, if I was the production team, I would be like, let's hold on to these till the film has been released because of special circumstances like this. Just my soul dies a little more the closer.
Your soul dies.
I know your soul
I
dies.
have to
even
live
more.
with it.
Then we have number 13, which I briefly talked about before. We have Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin talked about in just a ton of different reports and leaks. Based off of everything we know right now, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin from the Sam Raimi universe is going to be the main villain. I mean, why not? Alfred Molina's Doc Ock is coming in, Jamie Foxx's Electro was coming, and we have a bunch of other villains reportedly coming as well. So if we have two people, Alfred
Everyone's
Molina
coming.
and Willem Dafoe coming from the Sam Raimi universe, it would make sense that Toby Maguire Spider-Man comes. And lastly,
You know what's great is that the villains of Spider-Man 1 and 2 from Tobey Maguire are fantastic villains. And we will finally be able to see, I 100% believe, I mean, undoubtedly Alfred Molina's in it. I 100% believe Willem Dafoe's in it too.
Yeah.
Like way more than I believe the Spider-Men are in it actually. It's exciting to be like, oh, we're finally gonna see them like hang out with each other.
Yeah.
And like interact.
And consort and scheme.
And they're two great actors on top of that, you know?
Absolutely.
That's cool.
point number 14 is the overall direction that everything is heading towards. Literally almost everything that we know, if not everything that we know about Spider-Man No Way Home points to it being a multiverse / SpiderVerse film. I mean, even the title No Way Home could be about no way back to his original universe. Now, of course, we think it's going to be because he's going to be on the run as a fugitive after being framed for the murder of Mysterio, but it could be about either him or other characters not being able to get back home. Every leak that we've had, every major report from a major trade company has all said that this is going to be a Spider-Verse film. At this point, if it's not a Spider-Verse film and all of these things are wrong, I'm going to be in absolute shock. And I think that everybody
Be the
else is
biggest
going to be
troll
as
of all
well.
time.
But let me know what you think. Is this enough evidence to basically confirm the Spider-Verse and No Way Home? Or do you think that all of this is either simply coincidence or intentional misdirect from Marvel Studios? Let me know what you think down
You're gonna
below.
piss off
Don't
a lot of
forget to
people
subscribe,
if they're
stay tuned on
misdirecting
all of the
everyone.
Spider-Man
They need to
and
learn how to
MCU
misdirect
news.
in
Don't
a way
forget to
that
like the video
doesn't
and for live
make
updates,
people
you can follow me
furious.
on Instagram and Twitter. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
I'm excited for this, man.
Absolutely.
I think if they're not in it, it would behoove them to release a statement at a certain point. I mean, they had to deal with the WandaVision. Imagine what this would be. This would be cataclysmically way worse of a situation.
yeah, absolutely.
And would it be Marvel's fault? It wouldn't be. I just think it would help them if they were like, if they're really not in it, just be like, they're not in it.
I feel like if that was the case, they would have had to have come out at this point because it is such a...
It's overshadowing.
Yeah,
it's overshadowing
it's
everything.
such a runaway train of information, speculation, and excitement that if it really wasn't, I think at this point with what they've learned from actors' experience, even with the Paul Bettany thing, like, to come out and set people's expectations the right way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
clean.
we're wrapping up. Guys, subscribe to Cosmic Wonder if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. Hit that like button. Last but not least,
Niraj Krishnan. To me, you are Indian Peter Parker. Whenever I think of one of these Spider-Man videos, for some reason, I just imagine you.
do you really? Yeah. Yeah, you imagine Niraj every time we
often
do a
do,
Spider-Man.
yeah. I think of
I was
Niraj.
thinking
I'm
of
like,
Indian
what would he
Niraj.
look like? Just slipping his
Every time.
body into
Every
the
time.
suit, you know?
Just
What
you
would
can't
he
go
look like?
Spider-Man video without
You
thinking
know,
about Niraj, can
brooding
you?
on like the edge of a building, looking out over the city.
Sure.
And he's a cultured guy, but
Totally.
he's also kind of an unassuming guy.
Yeah,
and I
you're
feel
really
like
justifying this every
if
time
they
you think
could,
about Niraj,
you know,
right?
doing the Spider-Verse, if they could have like the Bollywood Spider-Man come in, you
Totally.
could play him, you know? And,
absolutely.
definitely it would be a good thing that everyone would love, because if there's one thing Spider-Man films have proven, it's that musical numbers and Peter Parker go together.
You've
So
done it.
who
You've
to bring that to
justified
life, but better than you.
Thank you, Niraj, for
Thanks,
being part of our
Niraj.
Patreon page.
I love you.